Hey guys, how you all doing? I'm Rahul, and today for you is an awesome day in the world of gaming. November the 18th, we've seen our final stand drop, we've got Far Cry 4 coming out, and also Grand Theft Auto 5. Unfortunately, Grand Theft Auto 5 I cannot experience as I do not own a next gen console, and Far Cry 4 I'm not going to be playing as I don't really have the time to play that game, though it does look really cool. But anyway, what we're going to be talking about today is Final Stand, the supposed last DLC for Battlefield 4, but that whole speculation and everything is something to be talked about in another video. Today I'm just going to be giving some 5 tips on Final Stand, the new DLC. I hope you enjoy it. So the first tip I have for you guys is to use your scopes. Now in the Final Stand DLC, I've noticed that a lot of the time you're going to be facing opponents at quite long ranges or medium ranges, and a lot of the time it'll be on vertical gameplay, because in these maps you've got loads of hills and stuff and places to hide in bushes, so you want to be getting a scope to scout out the area and see whether a hill is alright, whether it's got enemies on it or not. When I was actually trying to advance up on one of the hills during one of these gameplays you'll probably be seeing, I didn't actually realize there were enemies on it because they were so well camouflaged, and I actually heard them giving like ammo to their teammates, and then from that I was able to take them out and get a few kills. But they were even more at the top of the hill, which I hadn't actually realized. So you want to be kind of scouting out the areas you're going to be advancing to before you actually advance them, because there are loads of ways to hide on these new maps, and they look really detailed as well, so camouflaging yourself is pretty cool. We're still waiting for the ghillie suits, which are probably not coming in Battlefield 4. Battlefield Hardline as well, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting ghillie suits, but it's something we can hope for. So yeah, if we had ghillie suits, finding enemies would be a lot more harder. Moving on from verticular gameplay to vehicular gameplay, got the V's there. In Final Stand, there are loads of vehicles to pick from, quite like we saw in Armored Kill. That was a DLC in Battlefield 3 where there were loads of vehicles to choose from, and similarly, like I said, Final Stand has a lot to pick from, and you want to be using them. You don't want to just be running about as infantry. Well, you can do that, but quite a lot of the time you do want to be trying to get yourself in a vehicle, maybe a LAV or a tank, and pushing up like that. It can really help when you're trying to take objectives, especially on Conquest Large, because I've noticed that a lot of people are trying to push up as infantry, and if you've got a proper squad and you're pushing up as a team and you've got callouts and stuff and you're moving like strategically, yes, it can work. But if you're just pushing yourself as big hordes of enemies, the enemies have so many tanks and things that they can just wreck you just completely instantly. So you want to be making sure that you've got the vehicles pushing up with them. If you're infantry, you can run alongside with your vehicles because it will work, and then you can push up to the objectives and get the caps in. Though be careful when you are near objectives. Try and maybe go on foot, because I have noticed again that people like to place mines down by the flags and stuff and explode all the vehicles. It's really odd because people don't normally place mines, I've noticed, since I've been playing Battlefield, but now loads of people are placing mines, or maybe it's just the service I was playing in. Tip number 3 is to make use of the future, and by that I mean make use of the futuristic weapons we've got to play with, and not only weapons but also gadgets. One in particular I like to use is the TDD. This is a nice little attachment you can put on the side of your weapon, and it'll spot enemies. It's really easy to use. You've also got other ones which like emit fake little spotting things on your enemy team's minimap, so they'll be thinking that enemy is somewhere when really they're not. You can just camp somewhere and watch that place, and then watch them go to it. They'll be like, oh, where's the enemy, and then you can just take them out. It's really good if you're trying to cap an objective and you're like you're solo capping. You can put it down, and then it'll kind of throw off the enemies, and it'll be alright for you to try and get that sneaky little a flag attack. Now also you do have some of the new weapons, which are the battle pickups. You've got the Rorsch X or whatever it's called, and you've also got that little flying minigun thing. Flying minigun, it's alright to use. It's kind of powerful, but I wouldn't recommend just going in and using it to try and take out a load of enemies. I'll probably use it as a scout thing, kind of like the MAV, and then if you do see an enemy or something, you can take them out. I guess it is quite good to if you want to have your squad push up, and you can get that thing, find out a flag to push to, and then if there are enemies on it, you can attack them from behind. It'll confuse the enemies again, and then you can get your squad to push up. The Rorsch thingy, that is a really cool sniper thing. It can just like destroy anything. I think it takes out choppers and stuff in like 2 hits, but it just fires off some weird like laser or some random high caliber bullet that just explodes everything. It's really cool, but you have to charge it and stuff, so yeah, it's kind of hard to use, but I'm sure you've probably all heard of it before, because when Final Stand was released on CTE, everyone was talking about it. Tip number 4 is to make use and have fun with the new weapons we've got in the DLC. Now, when I say new weapons, I don't mean like actual class weapons which we've got, because we don't have any proper class weapons like assault rifles or anything. And I'm also not talking about the battle pickups, because I talked about them before, but what I'm talking about is the new knife we've got and the awesome crossbow. Well, not crossbow, it's bow and arrow, but people calling it a crossbow. So the actual knife we're going to be getting is the bipod knife, which is really cool. It's to do with Battlefield Friends and stuff. I'm sure if you watch Battlefield Friends, you understand what's going on there. But to actually get the bipoded knife, you have to be level 100, and I'm not sure whether you have to be premium or not, but I'm sure most people out there are premium, so it shouldn't really matter. But once you get to level 100, you're going to be getting that bipoded knife, and you can go around taking out your enemies. It doesn't hold any purpose, the bipod, like I don't think you can put the bipod down or anything, but it just looks really cool to take out your enemy and have the bipod kind of arms just jiggling about. The crossbow, or the bow and arrow, is something really cool. Unfortunately, I don't have it yet. You have to go in an unranked server to try out if you want it. But to actually unlock it, it is to do with this whole Phantom program thing. I think it's the Phantom Operative one. That's the final Phantom phase, or possibly the final Phantom phase with this rumored new DLC. But once you do unlock the Phantom thing, you have to do some challenges just to get some kills or whatnot, just random Phantom challenges as you do, and then you get this cool bow and arrow. Now Jack Frags did do a video on this, you can probably go and watch that if you want to, but it does look really powerful, really cool. You basically just load in the bolt, you pull it back and you let it go, and it'll go and take out the enemy. You've got the 3 kind of darts you can use, just a normal one to kill an enemy, you've got explosive ones and all kind of different ones. They are pretty cool, and actually the one where you can the normal one can actually take out chopper pilot, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing some really cool stuff done with that one. And the final tip I have for you guys is to do with the LEvolution. Now, when Battlefield 4 first came out, LEvolution was described as little things within the map which will change, well, not only little things, but the big things which change the way the game is played. And this is seen a lot in Final Stand. There isn't much of the big ones. I mean, a few are noticed, like on Hangar 21, you can press some button and this fire comes out the big Titan, so that's pretty cool. And But apart from that, you do have all the little ones, like also on Hangar 21, you've got these launch pods which you can get in and fly yourself across the map. There's just loads of little LEvolution parts which are new to the game, which we're seeing in Battlefield 4's Final Stand, which is really cool because I've noticed that in other DLCs there was LEvolution, like the big ones, but like little ones, which I really enjoy the little ones, like just shooting a fire extinguisher and having all that smoke fly out. I like ones like that. We didn't really see many new ones like that in other DLCs, but in Final Stand we do have quite a cool ones. We've got parts of the floor which are made completely of ice. If you shoot them enough and explode them enough, they will like go away, and then it'll just be water. So if you've got a tank going across, if you explode it, that tank's going to go right to the bottom of the river, lake, whatever you want to call it. So that is pretty cool. So you just look out for the little evolutions part and just really experience them and enjoy them, because I really do enjoy that within Battlefield 4. Now on this, you've probably noticed I haven't been playing much Battlefield recently, and like I said, it's just because I have been playing Counter-Strike and I've been enjoying that game much more. But I think from now on I'm going to be playing more Battlefield, going to be uploading more, because I after playing the DLC, I have really enjoyed it, and it is a game I want to be playing. But that is it for the 5 tips. If you want to leave in the comments what kind of Battlefield videos you want to see from me, I do have a few planned, but if there are any particular ones you want to see, maybe some breakdowns of stuff, but yeah, just leave them in the comments and I can do them. But I've been Rahul, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll catch you on the battlefield.